What do you want to do? What do you really want to do? Like, what is your passion? What is your purpose? What gets you out of bed each day? What is it that you want to pursue that you've been thinking about and dreaming about pursuing for years, but you don't seem to be making any progress? Something keeps stopping you from moving ahead and getting further. Why do you want to do it? You hear people talk about, oh, you have to make your why bigger. The reason you're not accomplishing things is because you don't have a solid why. Why am I doing this? Because whatever industry you're doing, whether it's finance or business or nursing or being an entertainer, an artist, anything you do, you picked it for a reason. Why do you want to be the best at what you do? What is in it for that? Who are you trying to affect? Who are you trying to help? So when a lot of people talk about whys, they talk about, well, I want to do this because I will be able to help a lot of people. If I accomplish this level of success or this level of stardom, I'll have a broader audience base to reach with my messages that I want to give. Or if I make this much money in financing, I will be able to help 16 orphans a month. Or whatever it is that you're why. And most of them are very noble. But if you keep hitting roadblocks and you keep getting stopped, even when you have a very important why like that, but you still don't seem to make progress even though your why is very noble, you keep sabotaging yourself. There's a different set of whys that need to be asked. So the different set of whys have to do more with your motivation for wanting the things that you want. So let's say it's to help 16 kids a month that are orphans. Why do you want to do that? It's noble, but why do you want to help 16 kids? And usually we come up with an answer like, well, I'm a humanitarian, or I don't like seeing people in need. But the layers that really need to be peeled back from the onion are usually several different layers of why beneath that. And I'm sure other people have taught on this before. Dean, I think you say his last name, Gracioso, teaches on this in his book, Millionaire Success Habits. But I want you guys to peel back, to do some self-reflection and research on the different levels of why, to go deeper. Because if you don't go deeper, you're not going to be able to find out what's sabotaging you. And if you don't find out what's sabotaging you, you're not going to reach the level of success that you want. You're not going to know what's your driving, motivating force for doing what you do. So, if your first level is, well, I don't like to see people in need. Well, why don't you like to see people in need? Well, I'm doing well and I don't want to see it when people don't have enough food to eat. That bothers me because, I was hungry once. Okay, so why does it matter to you if other people are hungry? Well, I know what it's like to go to bed on an empty stomach, so I don't want other people to experience that. Fourth why. Why don't you want other people to experience that? Well, because when I was homeless and lived in my car, or when I was in school growing up, I wore clothes from the thrift store because we didn't have any money, and I got made fun of by the popular kids. Well, why do you care if other people are getting made fun of? Well, because I know the pain and rejection that comes with that, and I want people to like me. Sixth layer. Well, why do you want people to like you? What does it matter if people like you or not? Well, because it hurt me so much, and it had such a terrible effect on my self-esteem, and I hated myself for so long for feeling like I didn't fit in, and I wasn't popular, and the popular kids didn't like me, well, so what? So what if the popular kids didn't like you? Do you see how we're peeling back the layers, and you really have to get brutally honest with yourself, because the first few layers of whys haven't really got down to it. So what does it matter if you're not popular and people don't like you? Well, if I'm not popular and people don't like me, then I'm a failure. Then no one's ever going to want me, and I'm going to be worthless, and my life isn't going to amount to anything, and then everything I do is just going to be a waste, or whatever it is that whatever the thing is. My point is getting down layer after layer after layer and finding out what the truth is. What's the truth, the motivation behind what you do, why you're doing it. Not just the reason, but what is compelling you and motivating you to want to help those people? What is it that helping those people is going to bring for you? Oftentimes we act like our motivation for doing what we want to do is so selfless and beautiful and humanitarian, but what it really is it's covering up layers and layers of stuff we've put upon that's trying to make us feel better. And there's nothing wrong with you feeling better. I mean, oftentimes we give to the homeless person or somebody on the street because it makes us feel good, not necessarily because we really do care if they're going to have a warm meal that night. So I just want you to ask yourself these layers of questions, and if you have to go more than 7 layers deep to get to the heart of it, then go as many layers deep as you need to go. But you have to be truthful. You have to be absolutely truthful with yourself, even if you hate the answers, even if it makes you cry, even if it hurts your heart, even if it hits too close to home, even if it makes you bring up and think about things that you thought you got over years ago. We have to do that to know what our true motivation is. I have a friend who was in a bad relationship, and after doing this exercise with her about the 7 layers, she realized she didn't have the self-worth she needed. The reason she was picking these people that didn't want her is because she was given away as a child. She was adopted, and so her parent, in her mind, way back recesses, she wasn't wanted. So being with someone, having a relationship with someone who doesn't want you, was her way of proving I'm good enough. So take a few minutes today, take 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever it takes, to get down deep to the whys, because that's the truthful layer you need to find out about what your motivation is and what's driving your motivation, so you can see what's ruling in your subconscious, having you make the decisions you make, and which might ultimately be sabotaging you from reaching your dreams. Okay, guys. Love you.